Ladies and gentlemen, yes, sir, internet. That's what we're going to call the Philippines internet from now on, the internet. Because as soon as I put Skype and added Skype to the program so that we could all talk to Warren H., the internet failed. So we have the Warren H. sunglasses on because these always make Warren laugh, and that's what it's all about, making Warren laugh. And donating to the Church of Christians Plus is turning out to be quite the success story. So we will, in fact, be talking about doing one of my favorite dances and one of my favorite songs, actually, because it brings back so many good memories. So one of the things that we talked about in the previous live stream was the fact that Warren is still in ICU, and he got out of ICU for 15 minutes and was kind enough to come on the show and say hello to everybody, and in fellowship between our sisters and brothers of the Church of Christians Plus and future members of the Church of Christians Plus. Everybody said hello to Warren, and Warren said hello to everybody else, and it was a nice thing. It was a very nice thing. So I was just starting to quote some of the Bible scriptures where Jesus said in Acts 20, it's better to give than to receive. And then I had a few other quotes that I was going to go over. And I still might do that. But for now, I just want you to know that Warren H. is still alive, still kicking. And in the last live stream, he mentioned the process of him sending money from Australia to the Philippines. And I spoke with my bank manager. I could talk about banking in the Philippines for a few minutes, because banking in the Philippines, they don't tell you the truth. Nope. You're not going to walk into a bank and hear actual time frames that things are going to happen in that bank. One of the things that they promise you, if I was to take a check from an American bank account and put it in the Philippines, they all do this. Now, it's every bank manager and every bank representative tells you the same thing. It's like they took it off of a mimeograph sheet of paper. And you ask them, first of all, you tell them you're going to put a check from your American account into the bank. They go, yes, sir. They don't tell you any, they don't add any pertinent information to what's going to happen to that money. They won't tell you, they won't offer a single piece of information. Nothing will they offer. So they're all in line with taking the check. However, one of the things that you need to know when you're going to put a personal check from your account in another country, you're going to want to know how long it takes to get the money. Now, typically, I can tell you that money from one bank account in America was sent via a check, so that there was no $60 fee, to another bank account in America. And that bank account received the money, I think it was Tuesday morning. I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday. And the money, I called up my bank manager, who's been my bank manager for more than 10 years or thereabouts, said to me, "You received the check Monday afternoon." And I said, "When will the money be available?" She goes, "For you, it'll be available now." She goes, "You can start withdrawing now." And I said, "Okay, thank you." And we talked, and she's also a member of my YouTube community, as are most of the representatives for that bank. And they maintain their privacy by not telling you who they are, and they pretty much watch incognito. But they do watch my videos. And in fact, I gave, we'll just call her Mrs. F, some information regarding some things about what's going on in America. And she believes that there are nefarious entities at work doing what they're doing. So I gave her some information, and she looked it up as I was given it to her because she has executive privileges in the bank, and she just noted the links, and she went to one link and said, I really can't watch this on the computer here, but I'll watch it when I go home. So the people there know me for a long time, and they knew me long before I started doing my video uploads about what's really going on and why I'm leaving America. Back in 2010, I started those videos. And what I said is going to happen, everything I said that was going to happen to America, not some of it, all of it. And if you're a member of my Patreon community, even though I loaded that video just a few weeks ago, or last week, I reloaded it today to remind you that the prophecies of Michael Fazio as to what was going to happen to America and what they were going to do to America and what they are in fact doing to America today. I spoke about this stuff back as early as 2010 in my uploads. I thought that Mr. Obama would be able to do this to America, but I knew it would happen shortly. And actually, in the scheme of things, time-wise, it did happen shortly. And we see the wordsmith on the screen. We'll go right there before this live stream is ended. Scott Del Fuego, the wordsmith. Welcome, Brother Scott. Welcome to the machine of Michael Fazio and the Church of Christians Plus. And as you can see, I have my fedora, which reminds me of the song, Do the Hustle. Do the hustle, baby. Do the hustle. The hustle. Michael Fazio is from the beach, a place rooted in toughness where one needed razor-sharp instincts and inner strength to survive the world of the street. He has these qualities and rose to the top. Salamat. And the names I gave you in the previous videos, if I included a last name, of course, there would be no way for you to prove or disprove what I said is true, other than the fact that the particular electronics store that I spoke about in the previous live stream did exist. It's no longer there. It's something else. The family owns the store, the building and the property, but the store has changed. But the people that I talked about, Chris having the vegetable stand in Fort Lauderdale and where he moved to, all that stuff is true. The name I mentioned, the boxer, David Sears, being funded by James Caan. David and I grew up about 7 blocks from each other, and we knew, and I was friends with his older brother, John. John Sears was also a professional fighter, and David in the middleweight. John was a professional fighter that fought middleweight with Vito Antuofermo, who was, of course, a local, just outside the immediate community where I grew up. But Vito hung out in the beach, and we all knew each other since we were children. Some of the other guys, Bill Sharkey, Irish-Italian, bred to fight, David Sears, John Sears, Vito Antuofermo. We all knew each other since we were children. We all grew up together. And then the other names that follow through with those people that you come in contact with. Vito eventually opened up a pizzeria. Billy had an unfortunate accident. David fought one of the Spinks brothers. I don't want stories with David, but one story I'll tell you about David says he come on to my job one day, and he asks me to borrow a chainsaw, and it was a little chainsaw, 24-inch chainsaw, and it was the blade on it was basically brand new. And I give it to him like at 11 o'clock in the morning, and 11:30 comes back. He goes, "This thing is dull." Well, he was trying to cut out a root, and he destroyed a $25 blade. I mean, he was just they were trying to get a root out. Whatever they did, they destroyed the blade. They didn't hurt the chainsaw, but the blade was destroyed. And him and I had a little bit of a problem, and it didn't work out so good for me because just one of the Spinks brothers. But it was something that I did do. I do have fond memories about that. And there was something else also, which I won't mention. But David grew up. We all grew up together. Scott Del Fuego says, "I need to join the church, sir. I will begin wherever you feel I can be utilized." Well, Scott, your best bet is to work with Big E, Brother Big E in Cebu, because once we get the structure started, Big E will be in charge of dating in the Philippines. It'll be like a Christian Mingles or a Christian type of a dating site, but not only for Christians. All denominations are welcome. So if there is a gentleman in America that you are Protestant or Catholic or Christian, Big E will be doing background checks on people in America that are going to come to meet the Filipinos. It won't be a dating site, but it'll be an introduction when the gentleman comes from. Just Brandon. Now, Just Brandon does live streams also. Welcome, Brother Brandon. Yes, sir. I met Brother Brandon on Chi Corsair's show, and Big E introduced me to his channel, and I've watched a few of his uploads, and he does some really interesting uploads. I will suggest that if you have time and you want to see a man talk truth, I'm talking from the heart. Brother Brandon is one of those people that has an innate ability to talk about real things, whereas my show is based on comedy and conjecture. Brother Brandon talks about real life situations, about relationships, about how he feels about things, and how his perspective on life is unique in many ways, but truthful. So, Brother Brandon, welcome to the machine. End Times is here. End Times. Now, there's no better name than End Times when we're talking about what's going on today. Welcome to the Christians Plus machine / Michael Fazio's machine. Welcome. Yeah, brother End Times. What a name, End Times. And End Times is what we're in. Whether you guys want to believe it or not, we are in the end of times. Everything I predicted has come to pass. There has been no major prediction about where the world was. In a video that's only on Patreon and only at a certain level, in a prediction I made I'll show you the video, but I will not show you the link. It's loading. All right, so I don't know that I'm... Okay, now, the name of the video is Rabbi Drew Barker's with an S. And then in quotation marks, they want you such and such song. And then it goes on to speak about... This is really tough to show you this without showing you the other stuff that I don't want you to see. Because this is a private video only. I'll just... Well, this is... I'm going to cover something up because even to put these words on the screen, YouTube's algorithms will read the words on the screen now, and my live stream will be disconnected. So let me put this here. Okay, so this is the name of the video, and from that, you can surmise what's in the video. So, and I talk about 6 different ways that they want to change the world in the video. 6 different things